I'm Sean Myers of the Westmoreland Sports Network, joined by the new athletic director at Derry area, Nick Raymond. And first off, Nick, thank you for doing this and congratulations. I'm sure it's a very exciting time. Still a couple weeks before you begin in earnest at Derry area, but when you found out you were unanimously approved for the position, what was your reaction?
I was excited. Derry is a great school district, fantastic opportunity. I was really pleased to see it was unanimous, and yeah, I'm excited to get started.
Well, let's talk about what it was attractive about Derry area to you. Obviously, you currently have a role as an athletic director in District 6 in Forest Hills. So to go from Forest Hills to Derry, what stood out about the Trojans and their athletics?
So, I think just kind of growing up near the area, I was comfortable, familiar with that, a little bit closer to home. I like the community. Again, it's similar to what I knew, and getting a chance to be an AD in the Whitfield was something that was attractive to me as well.
I would guess kind of a similar question, but on the other side, for the administrators, for the school board, for everyone in the decision making for Derry area, what do you think maybe your qualities were that separated you from some of the other candidates?
I have some coaching experience, coached football for over 10 years at Homer Center High School. I have 2 degrees, sports administration, a master's of sport management. Again, being the AD currently at Forest Hills. And then I have some other experience. I worked for White Township Recreation, Indiana. So I did a lot of, I have some experience in field maintenance, scheduling, programming, kind of all over the place. I've kind of done a lot of things, event management, and in the athletic world.
We'll touch on your football coaching background in just a moment, but when you think of your time, a little bit less than 2 years at Forest Hills, what do you think are some of the finer moments that you're going to remember fondly, or maybe some of your bigger accomplishments?
So something that the school accomplished last year was winning the all sports trophy in the Lower Highlands. So that's something where, to put it simply, is like they take all the sports throughout the year and all the schools, and there's a point system. The school that ends up with the most points at the end of the year wins the all sports trophy. Well, that was something that's never been done at Forest Hills. That trophy's been around the 90s. So that was something I thought was great to accomplish.
Let's talk about your background at football, because there's a nice little link that involves Derry area, and that's their current football coach, Mike Arone. I know that you know him well from your time at Homer Center, where you were a coach for a dozen years, which is unbelievable given your age. How did that relationship come into play, and did you reach out to Mike at all when you found out that Derry might be a position you would ultimately apply for?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Mike. Him and I had some conversations about it, and he had nothing but great things to say. And that was another attractive piece. When you know someone well, you could trust their word. And even before the job ever was open, Mike just talked glowingly about Derry, the admin, the area, the kids. So it was kind of a easy decision to throw my hat in the ring and kind of see what happens.
Mike has done a great job this year, and of course, the program with a major turnaround after really struggling in 2022. They are in the playoffs this year. I know that's a big accomplishment. And about 5 years ago, they were playing for a WPIAL championship. I'm sure one of the major aspects is making sure football stays a consistent program that has the numbers, but also ultimately gets a lot of wins. What's sort of the plan to make sure that becomes, I guess, an annual thing?
Right. Well, I'd say first, I want all the programs to have success and be consistent and win a lot of games, not just football. But I think a lot of it just starts with staying the course, what Mike's put in place. Him and I have talked not too much. I mean, he's busy. I'm still busy at Forest Hills. I want to make sure I'm giving them the time they deserve over there and not looking too far ahead. But, it's staying the course, getting in the weight room, getting kids out to participate, making sure the middle school program's strong. All those things I think account for all sports across the board. But since you're specifically asking football, I think that's important.
I know it's more immediate in terms of when you take over, you just want to learn the environment, the people around you. But when you think long term, what do you have in mind for your goals at Derry?
It's a tough question. I mean, again, it kind of goes back to what I just said. Long term, I just want the programs to be stable, coaches, players, community to be happy. I want people to participate. Obviously everyone wants to win. That's great. But I want Derry to, you know, you hear about the heyday for any school you go to, and I'd like that to be something that people talk about when, you know, I'm there.
We mentioned that you started coaching at a very young age.
Right.
Started with football right after you graduated high school, and then you got into becoming an athletic director right around the age of 30. So you've accomplished a lot already. How much do you attribute to your dad, who has a background with both of those things?
Yeah, I attributed to him a lot. I mean, just even him coaching my entire life, not always coaching me, but just when he was coaching high school when I was a kid, he coached me some when I was younger. Just growing up around sports, it was something that was just, it's in my blood. You know, I'm sure he had a hand in helping me get the opportunity to coach at such a young age. Again, started junior high right when I got done with high school, and that was a great experience. Eventually moved up to the varsity program. But yeah, I mean, I contribute a lot to him, and it's always nice to have someone to bounce some questions and ideas off of that's been in, you know, in that seat before.
Now, we know you coached football for a long time. You played football, but you played 3 sports during your time in high school. So which were you best at and which was your favorite?
Football and football.
Pretty easy answer.
I like them all. I like them all.
Lastly, I know that there's probably a lot of people excited to welcome you into the Derry community, replacing Brett Miller, who's done such a great job for a long, long time. And he's not going to be far away. He's still going to be in Westmoreland County at Seton Hill. What's the message that you have for the Derry area community as far as what you're going to bring?
Well, kind of like you mentioned, I think everything I've heard and seen that Brett's done a great job. I kind of want to continue what he's put in place. You know, they're going to get someone that's committed and that wants people to succeed for all the right reasons. So again, just kind of continue what Brett has done and hopefully progress forward from there.
Well, Nick, thank you so much for taking the time to do this. We appreciate it. Congrats. And we'll be talking to you quite a bit over the future months and years, I'm sure.
I look forward to it. Thank you very much for your time.